guys. How are you today? Are you okay? The teacher is missing you so much. Now, let's begin our class. First, let's listen the starting song, okay? Come on.
Your friends are in the classroom, say hello. If you see your teacher smiling, show your teeth. If you want to show your feelings, give a hug. If you feel like being silly, make some noise. If we want to get together, make some room. Make your heart feel so much better, make some room.
Let's get ready for Vivaldi. Let's have some fun and play with English in our world. Let's get ready for Vivaldi.
We're all in this together, we'll do it, you and me. We'll be a big red family.
Last week, we listened the history Adventures in Party in the popcorn time. And today, let's see the history about Pedro. The name of the history is Pedro the Guitarist. It is an incredible afternoon in Paraty. The sun is hiding behind the colonial construction, and we see how Pedro, the guitarist, begins to put his things away in the Rua Canal 2 to return to his house to rest until the next day. He was about to put away his guitar when English tourists Gil and Henry appeared to ask him to please play one last song before they returned to England. Pedro the guitarist was flattered at the insistent request of the tourist, so he got this guitar and started to play. The tourists were fascinated. They kept applauding and taking pictures of Pedro while he played. When the song ended, Pedro thanked them for the applause, and at the same time, Gil searched her wallet for some coin to put in the guitarist's hat. But when she wanted to leave the coin in his hat, there was no hat to put the coins in. Pedro started to look everywhere, but it wasn't there, and he worried a lot. All the money he had raised all the day was in the hat. He was very sad to have lost it. Where could it be? Who could have taken it out? The English tourists were also very sorry for the situation and did not know what to do or say. Anyway, they gave him the money and told him that he would surely find his hat. Pedro thanked them for the coin and left quickly in search of his hat and his money. The first person he met was Yolanda, the town's seamstress. She was also putting her things away, sorting the threads according to colors, while humming a song in a loud voice. "Did you see my hat?" asked Pedro, agitated because he had run too fast to get there, and he was an old man who got very tired very easily. Yolanda was surprised to see him in that state and worried. She didn't quite understand what was happening. "Your hat? Is it lost?" she asked. "Yes, I love that hat, and it also had the money I raised during the day," Pedro replied in English. Well, I'm not sure it's your hat, but today I saw Mariana's dog, the pastry chef, with a brown hat in its mouth. I took it out and sealed a hole from it. Then I left it in my chair and went to the bathroom. When I come back, it was no longer there, so I assumed that its owner had taken it, explained Yolanda. "It sure was my hat. My hat is brown," Pedro said confidently. "Well, thank you for help, Yolanda. Now I will look for a hat with a whole suite by you." "Thank you," he said, and went quickly to continue the search somewhere else. He went around the corner and saw the Miguel and Gabriela dancing capoeira in the middle of the street. They noticed that Pedro was approaching and stopped dancing to meet him quickly. They seemed excited to see him. Pedro waited expectantly, and they greeted him euphorically and gave him a close-up bag containing all his coin. "My money!" exclaimed Pedro. "Thank you! Where did you find all the coins?" Miguel and Gabriela told him that they had been collecting coins that they found in the street all day long. At first, they did not understand why there were so many of them, and they told him that they realized that they were Pedro's coin when they met with tourists Gil and Henry, who told them what had happened with his hat and money. Pedro began to calm down. He had already found his money. Now he had to find the hat, but he felt confident. If he had managed to find the coins, he could also find the hat. He thanked Miguel and Gabriel again and decided that he would look for his friend Mariana, Paraty's best known pastry chef. She was always attentive to everything that happened and spent hours talking to people in the street. So if someone had to know where his hat was, it was certainly her. "Hi Mariana, how are you?" greeted Pedro. "Hello Pedro. I was about to return home to cook for my children and grandchildren." "Oh, they are lucky to have such an awesome cook in the family. I come to ask you for help because someone took my hat and my money today. I already found my money, but I'm missing my hat." Yolanda told me that she saw it and swallowed it, but that she didn't find it later. "Have you seen anyone with a patched hat?" "Oh, Pedro, I'm sorry for you lost your hat. You have had it for too many years. You can't lose it. I have an idea. I will search with you. Let's go to ask Roberto in Toquinos to see if he saw anything. A lot of people stopped at his bar for drinks, and he could have seen someone wearing your hat. That was such an intelligent idea, Pedro thought to himself. And off they went to Toquinos to meet Roberto and see if he could be of some help. When they arrived, they saw Roberto preparing some table for the guests who would come to the bar in the night shift. Hi, Roberto, Mariana greeted. We have a question for you. Hi, Mariana. Hello, Pedro, answered Roberto. Pedro asked him if he had seen anyone wearing a brown hat with a head-stitched hole. He explained that it was his hat that had gone missing. Oh, Pedro, what a plight! If it's any use, today I saw two people with a hat in my bar. Carlos, the policeman, and Caio, the sailor. I didn't see if the hat had a punctured hole, but anyway, I'm sure that they both wear hats. You can look for them and ask if the hats are there or not, said Roberto. Thank you for your help, Roberto. We are going to consult with them right now, Pedro replied, hopeful. Pedro and Mariana went in search of the policeman and the sailor to see what hat they were wearing. At first, they saw Carlos, the policeman. Aware from the distance, Pedro realized that this was not his hat because it was black and Pedro's hat was brown, so they didn't even approach Carlos to speak to him. When they turned the next corner, they saw Caio the sailor, and he was wearing a brown hat with a punctured hole. Pedro was startled. That was his hat. He went quickly to Caio and said, Hi, Caio. That hat you are wearing is my brown hat. Have you noticed? Hi, Pedro, Caio replied while he took off his hat to have a look at it. Oh, you are right. My hat is white. This is not my hat. I'm so sorry, he continued. I was asking Yolanda to fix my uniform and I put my hat on her chair. She told me that she had fixed a hat that she had taken from a dog's mouth, and I must have confused my hat when I left. They were both in the chair, and I took yours by mistake. I do not see well. I should wear glasses. I beg your pardon, Pedro. It was not my intention to take your hat. Here you have it, Caio explained and returned Pedro's hat. Pedro accepted Caio's apologies and put his hat back on. Everything had been a great misunderstanding. Luckily, everything was fixed. Mariana was also happy and told Caio not to worry and that Yolanda sure had his white hat. Then the three people said goodbye to each other and went to their homes. Pedro was happy because he had found his precious hat and had recovered his money. Good thing everyone in town had been a great source of help. The name of this game is The Lost Hat. Tell to your mother or your father to put a hat in a secret place. then you have to find it. Okay? Have fun!